Okay, we're going to start our presentation on the job search process. And let me just get the slideshow started. Okay, this morning I'm actually doing this recording out at Burgess Park in Menlo Park. And it's a winter morning. My 11-year-old daughter Brianna is out swimming, and she has swimming lessons this morning. And while she's doing the swimming lessons, I'm going to record an overview of the job search process. And the objective of this module, it was a module in a larger course that I did, is that you will be able to identify the main components of the job search process. The main components of the job search process. This is only going to be 15 to 20 minutes long, so you're not going to cover everything, but you're going to get the broad brush overview, the big picture. When this is the big picture that we're going to look at today. We're going to start over here. We're at the upper right-hand corner with identify your job focus, get centered, build your job search network, networking. It's so important. Create and use what I call success stories, which are ways of preparing yourself for interviews and ways of preparing yourself to answer questions from people in conversations, in informal interviews and informal hiring interviews. You'll notice that there are two pieces here on marketing yourself, and this reflects the emphasis that I put on the marketing aspect of the job search process and the sales aspect of it. And for many of us, that is an area that is particularly difficult to get our hands around. And so we're going to spend some time on the marketing aspects of the job search process. Then we'll take a look at some of the resources that are available for researching, and look at the idea of informational interviews, some of the keys to successful hiring interviews, closing the deal, and then planning your future, which is really a form of starting all over, because the job search process really never ends. Okay, so now this first step is identify your job focus. At different points in your life, you're going to be looking for different things in a job. And throughout your life, you have and you build and develop a set of knowledge and skills and abilities. And particularly knowledge, skills, and abilities that you love to use. Now, there are many different ways that you can use that knowledge, those skills, and those abilities. And there are many ways, many organizations, that can help you in finding that focus. There are books that you can read. The community colleges have counselors who can help you in sorting out your skills. The one-stop centers, the Employment Development Organization from the state have resources that can help you. And so there are a lot of different places that you can go, a lot of different people you can work with, a lot of different things you can read that will help you sorting out what are your knowledge, what's your set of knowledge, skills, and abilities. And always pay attention to the ones that you love to use, that are fun to use. Because what you want to do is find in the end, and this is an idea that Richard Bowles puts forth in his book called What Color Is Your Parachute? He says, you look for the place where the needs of the world, the needs of employers, match your knowledge, skills, abilities, and love. There is a powerful emotional content to the job and to work. And recognizing that as you go through the job search process and using that as part of your guide is incredibly important. So identify your focus. Building your job search network. Networking. Several years ago when I was in a professional networking group, called ProMatch. The people who ran it would estimate something on the order of 70% plus of the jobs that people find involve some form of networking, some form of contact with other people. It is critically important that you conduct your job search in a social environment, in an environment with other people, in a form of a type of networking environment. And the networking means simply making connections with people. It means having conversations with people about what you're doing at this stage in your life as it regards the job search. You talk with people about your work interests, and you also listen to people about their work interests. That, as I mentioned on the slide here, the networking is a two-way street. It isn't that you are always asking everybody else for help. It's that there are stages in life where you're asking people for help. There are stages in life where the people with whom you network, your friends, your family, your acquaintances, your colleagues, come to you to get help. And building that two-way relationship, that mutual win-win relationship, gives you a strong foundation for the job search process, gives you a strong foundation for your success in the work world itself. One of the signs I saw up in one of the counseling areas at Kenyatta College when I was teaching there said that networking is one of the two most important job skills that you can develop. Networking, it's not just as a part of the job search, it's critical to the whole work process, to the whole development of your career, eventually the life work that you do. A lot of people will go, well, I don't have a network, I don't know anybody. That's not true. Every one of us has a network. We have family, we have friends, we have acquaintances, we have people we went to school with, we have teachers who helped us in our school years. We have people that we play baseball with or play soccer with or go swimming with. We all have some form of connection with other people. And networking means, I'm going to use the word using that network, but it's not using the people. It's making use of those contacts to help you in your job search, to help you in making connections with employers, to help you in learning about potential jobs and potential workplaces. Building your network, and you build your network throughout your life, and you maintain your network whether you're employed at a particular moment or not. It is a critical foundation of the job search, a critical foundation of our work life. If someday you're starting a business, it's a critical foundation for starting a business. Okay, success stories. What I'm talking about here are stories based on your experience that illustrate how you have successfully addressed problems. And at ProMatch, which is the professional networking group in the Silicon Valley out of the Connect Center in Sunnyvale, they talk about problem, solution, result, PSRs, PSR stories, problem, solution, result. I decided to take the marketing term success stories, and in my adaptation of what ProMatch did, I talk about problem, solution, and benefit. And I emphasize benefit. And what a success story means is it's a short story where you describe a problem that you faced, usually in the workplace. The solution that you developed for that problem, or you're part of the solution in a team situation, and the benefit that the organization, the employer, or the customers or clients gained from your solution. So you always want to be thinking in terms of how did the problems I solved, the solutions that I was a part of, help other people, whether that's an organization or whether that's the customers of an organization. Employers hire us to solve problems. We build stories, success stories, and other kinds of anecdotes that illustrate our knowledge and our skills and our abilities that we use in conversations with people, in the hiring interview, and in informal interviews that we have with potential employers or people with whom we might be working. So create and use your success stories. You got to center yourself, network, do your success stories. And here again, using those, the success stories, and remember they're only 90 seconds long. This is pretty short. And you practice them and practice them and practice them so that you are able to tell the story in a natural way. You plan how you will use the stories. You think about the kinds of questions that people ask you in an interview or in a conversation, and which stories you have that will help answer those questions. Especially when you're beginning, write down your answers. If you're really not sure of all of the details, or you have a problem remembering the details, write out a script for yourself that you read, look at yourself in the mirror, and practice the stories. Sit down with friends or colleagues or acquaintances and practice the stories so that when you get into an interview situation or you get into a job search situation where you're using those success stories, you can bring them to bear, bring them up right away, and speak them in a natural way. There was one of the traits. Okay, these success stories are behind a lot of what you put down in your resume, and again, they're a basic part of the hiring interview process. Okay, marketing yourself. Wow. There's an author named William Bridges who writes that we are the CEO of our own company. I am the CEO of a company that's called Michael J. Ginevra. And whether I am being paid by somebody else for work, whether I am, or whether I am generating income as an independent contractor, or whether I'm a permanent employee of somebody else, in all of those situations, I still am the person who is responsible for my career, for my job development, for my work development. And I am, and now I'm going to use the word carefully, I am selling a product that is not me as a person, in the sense that I never sell my soul. Never sell your soul. Never sell your soul. That's not what you're doing. But you have, and I have, knowledge and skills and abilities that I can use, that you have knowledge, skills, and abilities that you can use to help employers solve problems and serve customers. And you are selling that product or that service, which is what you can do to help solve problems and serve customers, to the employers, and in return they are paying you. Okay, so you are, in a sense, selling a service to people. And a fundamental part of selling is marketing, is to communicate to other people, to potential employers, how you can help organizations solve problems and serve customers. And there are three key marketing tools that we'll talk about to start with: your resume, your cover letter, and your business card. And you should always have a copy of your resume with you wherever you go. Because whenever you're talking with somebody and they say about jobs, and they say, you know, I might know somebody who could help you, do you have your resume? Yes, I have my resume. You pull it out. Okay. Always have a business card with you. We are the CEOs of our own business, and every CEO has a business card. And whether you're employed at this moment or not, you are still, not in a legal sense a business, but in a logical sense a business. And all business people, all professionals have business cards. So you should have a business card. Okay, there are other modules where I go into a lot more detail on resume and on cover letter and business cards, but all of those are essentially tools to help you to communicate your knowledge, skills, and abilities to other people. Now, marketing yourself. You can, the second part of marketing yourself. There are some other tools that can be helpful in this process. One is a positioning statement, sometimes called an elevator pitch. This is like a sales brief. In a very short period of time, 30 to 60 seconds, you introduce yourself, you tell the other person about your background, your knowledge and skills and abilities. You tell them the kind of work that you're looking for. You emphasize why you are the right fit for those kinds of jobs, how you can help organizations solve problems and serve people. And then you close off by saying your name again and giving them your business card. So a positioning statement is a short introduction to yourself, your professional background, and your professional interests. And again, you write it down and you practice it over and over and over again. In the full course and the other modules, I'll go into a lot more detail about what a positioning statement is. Planning is a key part of the job search process. Always, always, always have a next step that you're going to take. Never get in a situation where you are either high or low or anywhere in between and you don't know what you're going to do next. Always plan ahead. Always have another contact you're going to make, another conversation you're going to have, another job you're going to research, another job you're going to apply for. Always have a next step. And plan your networking strategy very, very consistently so that you're always reaching out to people. So planning is a basic part of the job search process. Planning as it relates to networking and marketing are important. Okay, follow-up. And in the next revision of the approach to the job search process that I developed, I put a section in there called thank you, thank you, thank you, because it is that important for you to say thank you to other people, for you to follow up consistently every time a person helps you in your job search process, helps you during the work process. Just yesterday, I was working in the consulting role with a small business, and I worked a lot with the owner of the business, and he was putting together a letter, and on a system upgrade that we were involved in. He starts out, thank you all for helping. We spent 10 or 15 minutes talking about, again, how important it is, even in the job situation, to say thank you to people. It helps define you as a professional. It helps to define you as a positive, courteous professional. And so always make sure that you send thank you notes, make a thank you phone call, something like that, whenever somebody helps you in the job search process. It's a fundamental part of marketing, fundamental part of selling. It's a fundamental part of being successful in life. Company research, job search research. Now I'm going to stop here, and I'm going to continue with the rest of the slide, but I'm going to go ahead and stop for a minute and restart the recording. Let's see.